y'all, welcome to my Wax Chop and Chat. I'm so excited that you're here. This is an update kind of Wax Chop and Chat because I have decided to up the amount of Brita's Creepy Treasures that I'm going to try and get through this month. And that's because I'm having really great success getting through these. We'll talk about it as I get to chopping, but as a quick reminder, my name is Stacy. I do use mostly 25 watt and up Scentsy warmers as I am a Scentsy consultant, and those warmers are on for about 15 hours a day. The first souffle that I'm grabbing here is Emily, and this is just a fragrance that I absolutely love. It's Beach Nights, Bum Bum, and Strawberry Pound Cake. This is a beautiful blend. It's just one of my absolute favorites, and I've really been enjoying it all summer. I have duplicates of this. If you saw my wax drawer tour on Sunday of my British collection when I was pulling initially for this challenge, I already had a half souffle chopped, and I have officially finished that. It's still warming in dishes because I do get 2 really full days out of Emily when I melt it. But I am just going to cut down the middle really quickly. Um, I am chopping these souffles slightly differently than I did before. I'll show you the change that I made, but I am always going to be chopping this. I don't know if it's the width, that just the depth. Perhaps that's what it is, the depth of the souffle. I like to have smaller pieces of my wax to chop because I feel like it gives me the opportunity to portion it well across 3 warmers, which I'm almost always doing. Now, in previous, I would do like this and I would just chop straight down. But now I'm going to take the top half off and I'm going to make 3 cuts with Emily on this bottom layer. Some of my souffles I'll only do 2 here, but with this one I'm doing 3. And then I'm going to just chop this one straight across. So I'll get 4 pieces from the top. And I find that really works with where I want to warm this particular blend. But these souffles are quite tapered, so that top piece, when I cut it in half, is a bit smaller than the bottom layer. I could put this back in the 10, but because I'm trying to work through these, I am just gonna go ahead and put these loose in the bag. It's kind of inspiration for me. I don't like when the bags get really waxy, and which is so silly because it's wax, but I like for the bags to stay a little bit, you know, tidier. So as soon as it's chopped, I like to work through it as fast as I can because the little bags get messy. As I'm cleaning up here, I'm just going to chat with you a bit about the next one that I'm pulling because I've had a change of heart about when I am going to melt it. The next one I'm grabbing here is the Fog, and it's another Beach Nights blend, which Emily is a Beach Nights blend. That one's Beach Nights Bum Bum and Strawberry Pound Cake, and the Fog is Beach Nights and Autumn Day. And I really enjoy both of these blends. They are very different, uh, but they have that same wonderful Beach Nights quality. I really enjoy the way that Britta's blends. I think it's just, she does bring unique perspective to blends and oils and scent notes, and I really enjoy that. These fragrances are very different, but they both use Beach Nights oil, so they're both a Beach Nights blend. And one thing that I am very intentional about is I try to make sure that I am moving through kind of scent families and oils and scent notes so that I don't go nose blind to a scent. That has happened to me in the past when I just was very early in my melting and I would fall in love with a fragrance, and you can go absolutely nose blind to a scent. It can come back, but it's just not something that I prefer. I could again put that in a souffle, but I'm not going to because I am going to pop it in the bag and um, hope that I move through it as swiftly as possible. I do have another The Fog, and so part of the reason that I felt comfortable with saying, you know what, maybe this will be a late August melt for me instead of a September is that I do have 2. So I can melt one now and still have one for September, and I'm feeling pretty great about that. My total number of pieces with duplicates with Britta's is at 42 when I counted through my wax drawer. So I originally had thought, I'm going to get through 10, and that would be getting me close to a quarter of the way through my collection. but I'm going to be a little bolder. And this is one that I absolutely love. And I did, when I was looking in my curing drawer, see that I have another one of Insidious. So because I have two, I am going to go ahead and chop this one. This is one of my favorite strawberry pound cake blends because it is so unique. It is so unique. I haven't smelled anything like this from anyone else. It's funnel cake, strawberry pound cake, and apple cider donut. And I definitely wanted to have some in September and some in October. And this is going to mean that I am likely just only going to have some of this in September because I only have one more of this exact same little face shape. But I am going to go ahead and melt this because I really love it. And when I'm focusing on a collection, one of the things that I like to make sure of is that I'm melting loves. I don't want to feel like I'm working through my collection. I want to feel like I'm enjoying it. So, kind of bouncing back and forth between ones that I already know I love and maybe new to me fragrances is something that I really want to focus on. I realized kind of as I was pulling originally, there were a lot of loves that I was kind of waiting to melt until September or October, and I'm just going to bump those up to August. Now, this is one that surprised me when I was doing my sorting and putting away. I don't know why I didn't pull this one. It's Phantasm, Blue Sugar, Twinkies, and Vanilla Ice Cream. I think I may have just missed this one and mistaken it for an Exorcist Ghosty, but it's so cute. Oh, I love the ghosties. They're just adorable. I have really been enjoying exploring ice cream blends and kind of deciding how I feel about them. Sorry, sir. Oh, I always feel badly chopping up a ghosty. They are so cute. But for me, I don't always love a milk blend. Sometimes I do, and sometimes I don't. I don't find them particularly objectionable, but I don't necessarily gravitate towards them. Now, I do chop my ghosties like this, where I end up with 6 pieces. The reason that I do this is because I'm almost always spreading my wax out between 3 warmers. And I find that, I can get my portions to where I need them to be so that I can have pieces in all of 3 warmers, as opposed to if I cut it in half and then I could only fill up 2 warmers, or just cutting it into 3 distinct pieces. That's a little hard for me because then I end up with 4. And what do you do with the other one? So that's why I cut it into 6 pieces. That is not going into 6 individual warmers. Do not worry about that. Um, so as I clean up this one, I am going to grab another duplicate. This is the Exorcist that I'm grabbing, and I love this blend. It's patchouli, palo santo, vanilla bean, and marshmallow. It's a very delicious blend, and I'm excited that I have a fair amount of it. I have it in a souffle, and then I also have a couple of ghosties, so I have plenty, and I am going to be melting this like today, the one that I have chopped up. So I've decided I'm going to go ahead and chop a second ghostie. Sorry, sir. And going to do the same thing with this one, where I'm going to get 6 pieces. And again, that's because I do have a lot of warmers. My warmer collection is kind of my first love. And I find that having 3 warmers in a space, regardless of the size of the space, is just the way that I like to do it. So it can feel excessive when I cut ghosties this way because realistically, I'm going to put more than one piece in every single warmer, but it just gives me flexibility based on the warmer, and the position in the room, which one gets more wax, which one gets less wax. I like to have the ability to dial up and down the amount of wax that I put in each warmer. Okay, you guys, trying to move right through these. I also changed my mind about Mad Hatter. This is one that I thought I wanted to let cure until the winter, but I've decided I want to melt it now. It's tea cakes, Danish butter cookie, and sweet and creamy. I think this is just going to be a beautiful blend. It's one that I know I'll enjoy in my kitchen. And so I may just kind of have this in the rotation, but I do want to have it chopped up, see if I can make some progress on it. I may still retain some of it for later. I don't have a duplicate of it, and that's part of the reason why I wanted to cure it for a little while longer, but that's okay. I am going to be working through my collection, and she's still making more wax. So it's here to be melted. It's in a souffle. It's not an adorable shape, so away it goes. I am chopping this one up, and this is one that, oh man, sometimes I struggle to get souffles out. I do have some dexterity challenges, and kind of as I chop through a lot of wax, my hands have gotten a little waxy. I probably need to dry them off myself. But oh, wait. I think I remember kind of the trick is not to go under the edge here, but to push from the center. Yeah, there we go. So pushing from the center bottom on these really does help. But also, these are not incredibly challenging to get into. I just struggle sometimes with my dexterity. Now, this is going to be cut the exact same way. Holy guacamole, it's smelling beautiful. Oh my gosh, I can really get that Danish butter cookie. I'm so excited. I am so excited. This smells beautiful. This was the right choice. There's kind of this moment that I think exists when you are chopping a wax that, like, does it instantly bring a smile to your face? And this is one of those fragrances. I am very excited to melt this and to have it on deck to get through. And also, as I'm smelling it out of the souffle, I think this is going to be a perfect scent for this time of year. It's stuck to the other side of the blade. That's hilarious. Okay, so I'm going to get this all backed up, and I just have a few more pieces that I want to get through chopping. I think I have two left, you guys. And these are both ones that I had originally said I was going to save for later, and I am no longer going to be saving those for later. I am just chopping these. I want to have room to have a stretch goal is basically why I'm chopping through this. And I am giving myself the opportunity to potentially double my goal amount, which I wanted to get through 10 this month. So I just decided as I was looking at my total number that I really wanted to be able to just grab for 20. That doesn't mean it's my goal. I don't think that's super realistic, but I wanted to have the option. And this is Wicker Man. And it's another beach nights theme, which is originally why I thought perhaps I would save it for October. I don't want to melt like all beach nights all the time. I just love beach nights blends, so I like to kind of space them out. And the thing about Britta's is each of these beach nights blends are unique, so they don't, like, to my nose and to my experience, seem like the same. And look how easy that is when you remember to push from the bottom. So, this is Beach Nights Pretzel and Fire Roasted Marshmallow. I love pretzel and fire roasted marshmallow, and I really had thought this might be September, October melting. I don't have another one, but this is a souffle, so I feel like I could melt half of this. Like, I will get two meltings out of each souffle that, well, I think, yeah, some of them I might actually get three, but most of the time out of a souffle, I will get two melting sessions. So I could theoretically melt half this month and save half for October if I so choose. This is my very last one of this, so I'm not sure if you can tell from where you are, but I sliced through the center of these very unevenly. So I'm going to chop this bottom section differently where I just cut in two pieces on the one half that is thin, and on the half that's thicker, I'm going to just get 4 slices out of that. So I'm still ending up with 6 pieces, but just a little closer approximation to nearly the same size so I can spread those out throughout my warmers. I'm very excited for this. It smells beautiful. Now, the next one that I am going to chop up is not a Beach Nights blend, but it does have something in common with Wicker Man, and that is pretzel. So I also had thought that I would leave this one for later. This is Ezra. It's Library, Jelly Donut, and Pretzel. I really enjoy Jelly Donut, and I do think that this is one that I may not get all the way through, and I'm going to be okay if I do. Um, because it's just a beautiful fragrance. As I was smelling it before I put it up to cure, I thought this would be a great office blend. And I love library scents. From the center. Push from the center, Stacy. So library scents are some of the fragrances that I have to make sure that I move myself through in my office. I just think they're such a fun vibe in an office, and they really set a mood to me. I know everybody is not into that sort of I mean, almost there's almost a dusty quality to these kinds of scents. They are very much reminiscent of what you would expect a library to smell. And so I feel like a library where you're also having a jelly donut and a pretzel sounds amazing. So I am looking forward to this one. Also, I'm feeling a little more confident in shopping this one because, again, with these souffles, I do almost always get two distinct, like, melting sessions out of it. So that makes me feel like I can maybe melt this in August and September, and I will not feel sad if I do not get through the whole thing in August, but it can just be a part of like my stretch goal to make a bigger dent in my Britas. And if I do melt through all of it in August, because this smells amazing and it's going to be hard not to want to melt through all of this now that it's chopped up, I'll also be happy and I will have enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to participating in this project, Use It Up, and seeing at the end of August exactly what kind of a dent I was able to make in my Britas collection. I can't tell you how much I appreciate you guys watching. And let me know in the comments below if you're participating in the British Challenge, the project Use It Up. I'd love to follow along with your journey. And don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. I'll talk to you soon.